What up, gamers? As you can hear, our voice is not going well right now. We are in the recovery mode post MagicCon Atlanta. It was a ton of fun. I had a blast. We are currently working through and editing up a bunch of videos for it. I say a bunch. We are putting the final touches on a artist signature video. Dealing with the artist alley. We're working through our content creation video because we were a featured content creator at the event. We hosted a modern event which turned out to go phenomenally well because we got to let people kind of learn and experience modern, but also players that maybe had not played in a long time got to come out and play. Now, of course, we've got a game going live right now, so I'm going to do my best to try to get through the commentary for it, but you know, there is Mono Blue Tron versus Scapeshift here. Now, both these decks are land-based focused decks. One is the deck that's all about 1 + 1 + 1 = 7, with the backup of some powerful cards like counter spells, as well as some cheating, some big dumb Eldrazi into play. On the other side, the Scapeshift or landfall based deck is all about getting valid cuts and killing your opponents with this. We got to see it on camera recently. I say recently, within like the last month, but we are in October now, so the last one we saw was from a player that was learning the deck. This is that player borrowed this deck from the owner. This is the owner of the deck. So we're going to be seeing how that works out this time around. I hope the audio is okay enough that you guys can hear me. Maybe I'll move the mic really close so you guys can hear me really well. I don't know. But we also have the Pro Tour Edge of Eternities that just finished up. A very, very cool event. The meta going into it, like, we're going to have a whole video breaking it down, but I do want to highlight it quickly here. At least for the top 8, because the percentages of the overall meta is looking very healthy. A lot of people going into it were like, oh my gosh, Boros Energy, but it wasn't even the top deck at the event. So really, the top 8 itself, let's highlight that quickly as this Ugin starts to get resolved and powered up here. The top 8 had 6 different decks and only 2 decks that were repeat decks, which is, and the 2 repeat decks were in the top 3 most registered decks of the event. So that was really nice to see. So Tamashi Belcher taking the whole thing there, basically a blue-white style that lets you cast Lotus Bloom, and you're going to go for a Char Belcher combo and reveal, hey, I have no lands in my hand, so you're going to die. That was the repeat deck. We also got to see a Esper's Goryo's Vengeance style deck in the top 8. We also got to see a Amulet Titan list in the top 8. We got to see a Simic Neoform, which is one of the decks we have featured on the channel quite often. And then we, of course, also got to see blue-white control and the aggro deck of Is It Prowess. So a very nice wide variety of decks. We're going to break down more of the Pro Tour and the top decks soon. But first, we're going to get through our MagicCon content, as well as a couple games like this. So we're, hopefully our voice will be returned by the time we get deeper into it. We never give ourselves time to really rest and let our voice recover, though, because of, being a teacher. We're always talking and then coming home and talking into a microphone and doing stuff like that. But let's get into this game a little bit more and focus on what is happening as things are going. Green Sun Zenith is going to attempt to be cast here, and we're going to see pitching, allowing this Force of Negation to put a stop to that. Because the goal is to try to get up, our Dryad of Elysium Grove again, so we can be able to, really utilize the power of our lands and be able to kind of try to blow our opponents up here. We see Ugin continuing to power up. 11 is the scary number, so keep that in mind when it comes to loyalty. That's when you get to ultimate. We just uptick to that stage, so next turn is the hey, I'm going to go find all these Eldrazi and kill you. Map going to come out and immediately get popped. Utilizing, of course, that 3 mana off the Urza's Tower. Getting access to another island here. I currently have the colorless. I'm doing like an old school style Tezzeret Tron list, which I'm having a ton of fun with. A lot of players enjoyed it. But if I was going to like really lean in heavier into a Tron list, you know, I would probably pick up the Mono Blue Tron. I played it back in the day when we used to do like the Mindslaver lock people and do things like that. That's not really what Tron does anymore. But let's get back in. Let's see. It is Scapeshift's turn here to try to make something happen. Big tapping of all the mana here. Let's see what we can make happen with this. 3, 6, 7, 8 mana floating. Oh, we've got... Okay, so we have... Yeah, so you see the kind of setting up, attempt to cast Scapeshift. We're going to have red, white, and red, green, so double red. He says, okay, yeah, red, white. Hold on, let me make sure I'm tapping it correctly. He's making sure he's got his mana available because he does have a bit of a counter spell available to help. We'll see. What will our Mono Blue Tron player have in response to this? I don't think they have much they can do. Sire, Spell Snare does nothing here. Otawara doesn't really help us. So now it's going to resolve. So the question is, which ones do we sacrifice and let go? Because there's the Flagstones of Tarkir, this allows us to get basically 2 lands off of Scapeshift. One for it dying, that has to be a Plains, and the other one for the sacrifice of Scapeshift, of course. Alright. Nope, you see the Valakut's coming. Now you do need 5 mountains with it. Valakut doesn't trigger unless there are 5, right? So when a mountain enters battlefield under your control, if you control at least 5 other mountains. So what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. So we get to start doing some damage there. And then we are finding our Triome off of the Flagstones. And instead of blasting face, it looks like, yeah, we're going to redirect at least 3 points to the Ugin just to keep it off the ultimate range. Yeah, so there's 3 to you and 3 to face. Because with the 2 Valakuts, that double triggers 3 damage coming across. Because we didn't have enough to take our opponent out immediately there. So, thank you for letting me know that Windows will not be having updates for Windows 10 soon. Don't need that information. I already know. You've been spamming me that like every day. All right. Another uptick here. Get some life. Draw a card. Subtlety. Not bad, not bad. Sire of 7 Deaths is really good. Of course, lifelink is going to be very relevant. Oh, Isotil Explorer. We're going to attempt to subtlety, pitching this. Exiling a blue card. Still have 3 mana up, potentially. Well, more than that, but Reprieve. Bouncing the subtlety to the hand. Oh, drawing a card, but we have no more blue spells to pitch. We have 4 mana, though. We could cast it again. Oh, we're going to go for the Otawara here. Okay. That's why we save the 4 mana. Because we know that, okay, you're going to be trying to counter stuff. I don't want to get got. Let's channel it. You can't interact with it the same way using like your little countery bounce spells. So this will just go to hand. And we don't have double green anymore. Ooh, okay. Did we stabilize? 7 damage going to come across. Ooh. Opting for the uptick here instead of the ultimate. Interesting. 7. Stabilizing 12-12.
Oh, you mean 7. You said 11. Yeah, 11. Okay. And you're at 13 or 13? 13.
Unless I missed a point, which is very possible. If I did, let me know.
Cast another one. Cast
Ugin. Oh. So we're really just like trying to gain as much life as possible here. Draw more cards, get more resources here. I guess that's true too. Like if you ultimate Ugin there, yeah, you get a bunch of stuff, but your life total's still low. Your opponent could just like go and kill you and like combo essentially, like resolve a Scapeshift, and you're left with like no way to interact with it. Uh-oh. Ice Till Explorer coming out again. Subtlety Hardcast. There's the reprieve. Return it to your hand. Draw a card. Do we have another blue card? No. I mean, I think we assumed there wasn't going to be another blue card too after last time, but our opponent drew 3 cards that turn. So there was definitely that possibility that the subtlety would have hit. But there's another Scapeshift. Let's see. What do we get rid of here? 1, 2. That's the other thing too. Is like the scape, like traditional Scapeshift, not Amulet Titan Scapeshift style, is very much a land counting deck. Paying attention to exactly how many mountains you have, you know, things like that. We'll get another Valakut. Get another Valakut. And we've got, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do our first land. There, 12 damage, 12 damage. Bang! What a way to get out of that. That was it definitely looked like Ugin had stabilized there.
You knocked him down, I couldn't. Oh. Yeah, because you hit him for 3. He was at 11. Yeah, hear him?
All right, game 2. Sideboards, of course, have been utilized. We just cut that out, and we're going to be jumping into it here.
7 mana, man. Yeah. It's tight, though.
All right, did you guys end up watching the Pro Tour? What did you guys think? Were we happy with the diversity of the decks? Were we happy with the winning deck? Seeing that, you know, a MTGO grinder one with one of the best decks to play on MTGO. We've seen it on the camera. It's been a while, but maybe we'll add it to the list of decks to build. You know, we have Charbelchers, we've got Lotus Blooms, we've got most of the cards. But surprisingly, Seagate Restoration is crazy expensive. I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this deck isn't, you know, there's no lands in it. What's the expensive part for here, right? And then you go, oh, yeah, okay, Force of Negation, yep, that's a bit expensive. All right, cool. And then Seagate Restoration is how much? Ooh, Kozilek's Command. All right, we're getting up a lot of kind of mana here, fighting against someone that did the kind of Dryad play to get more mana. Oh, spinning lands around. Trying to go for Colony Heart Expedition. Triggers. Of course, we can sack it, get some basic lands, so great way to kind of add to the power of it. Oh, a non-land here. Oh, no.
Make 2 more guys.
make 2 more guys, and scry 2, draw a card. Both players seem like they're digging for lands right here in this game number 2.
Cast a big fat guy. Hello. 29 mana. What's the worst that could happen?
It's not that great.
I mean, that's a lot of Eldrazi spawns to help us out here.
Show me the big dumb card. Yeah,
It says, show me the big dumb card. There it is. Ugin, we'll get rid of our colored permanent here, of course, with the cast trigger. Bajuka Bog is our land drop, it looks like. It's tough, like... Last game, it definitely felt like, okay, both players are trying to, like, build up and set up for something. This time, it's definitely, like, the Scapeshift players playing from behind. Even though, the Mono Blue Tron player was a little bit behind in lands, in our case of where we're at now. But still, being able to spend a couple turns just uncontested building up our Eldrazi spawn count made this like, okay, we've dropped down a Ugin uncontested. You have no way to deal with this. Let's just try to run away with the game with this. And there's a Sire to follow it up. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nope, sorry, reprieve it. Please go back to the hand. Let's buy some time.
0.
Send a message. Here's 0. Love it. All right, 3 mana. Going for the wish here. Yeah, I like that. You know, always deal with the wish. But you get left with that question is, do you counter what they tutor for, or you counter the tutor? In the case of wish, counter the wish. Counter the wish. Just try to stop them off it. So that's going to be the immediate scoop up. He's like, I'm just going to go for a land, actually. All right, game number 3, all shuffled up, going into it. Can you guys hear Sophie in the background screaming and yelling, trying to tell us what's what? Says, stop talking. You're not supposed to be talking. Let your voice rest. I'll do all the talking for you. Of course, if you are interested, we do have a little Sophie crying emote that we have available. We've got a couple, channel unique emotes there for anybody that is looking to be able to, provide extra support to the channel. You could do it through there. We've also got our Patreon that we're going to start posting up and doing a little bit more content with. If you guys are interested, of course, all those links to all that stuff is in the little description of the channel there. But, we're going to be trying to ramp up some of our content stuff for players to be able to enjoy. Look for some more exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff just for, like, our members, Patreon members, or YouTube members going forward. Maybe do some, like, deck-related stuff. Maybe do some MTGO exclusive stuff, because we are also an MTGO content creator. All right. Got a little bit of a land friend here that will get more powerful the more lands that are in the graveyard. Also can help us sack and be able to tutor up some lands and do stuff like that. Oh, Natural Tron assembled. All right, now here we get to see the power of this little elf friend here. Ooh, that's a pretty good way to stop it. Exile in response.
make the guys.
Let's
Exile and make the guys.
exile, make some guys.
Land that I search for is gonna be plains,
So we get to
and then the land I get off the plains.
get a land and a land. All right, Valakut is already here, which is nice. Ooh, pretty solid turn 4 drop here, assuming this resolves. Could be a subtlety or something that could come out, so we like have to kind of wait for that. But our land counts are building. All right, our island is here. So 3 mana, looking like a stock up. Yeah, there it is. Stock up coming up. Stock up's so like really good. I like that we're seeing a couple of decks, but in particular, like this is the best deck to run stock up if you're looking to play it. I like it in my Thopter Foundry deck personally, but I can see why players like it so much in here. Now, we're slowly building up our kind of modern collection of decks to be able to use at events. We don't have a Scapeshift or a land-based deck yet, so maybe, I don't know. Some players did ask about Amulet Titan. Maybe we'll build the like old school Amulet Titan and just do like the Hive Mind style and do that instead of traditional, or instead of the current. But I feel like I'm a sucker for the old stuff. We're definitely putting together like our human list again. We'll probably have a burn deck get built again. We might even put together Boggles again. Oh my god, Wizard Battle. Double Reprieve. So here we go. We started off attempting to get rid of our Ice Till. That's going to get hit with a Reprieve. Force Negation is going to come and try to put a stop to that. But in all the Wizard battling, the Ice Till survives. Checking the land count. Playing our land, milling another one. Dryad's pretty nice. Now it's every land is a mountain. Valakut triggers. 2 Valakuts triggering. Yeah, there's 2, right? 1, 2. 6 damage coming. The debate about, like, should we shoot 2 of the spawns? We go, nah. We'll just go right to the face. It's like, it would be one thing if your opponent had, like, Tron, or didn't have Tron assembled, and we were, like, trying to fight it, but...
Yep. I forgot I thought we were blue.
Alright. Here we go. Just keep it going. The fetch land's perfect for this.
Yeah, most lists don't, because they're like, I don't want to run black because I've got Bowmasters and something else. So I was like, how can I build all of them for 0?
Oh, no. Scapeshift for 0. Let's go find that Dryad Arbor.
Well, if I knew that you had another verse, I would have asked to borrow.
I guess I'll resolve it. See if I milk the Dryad Arbor.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
All right, how much mana we've got? Yeah, we're so like we have another. Yeah, like the consign, we could have gotten rid of 1 trigger here, but I don't think it really would have made a difference. Like that's the thing about the Scapeshift list is it just gets so snowbally. I mean, we get rid of something that costs 2.
That's where I accidentally dropped. Yeah.
So let's look for a Force of Negation. That's what we're digging.
Good. It's good shit.
No, that's not a force, so let's put those both on the bottom. Flip it. No, there it is. Green Sun's Edicts. Oh, yeah. And Potent next turn would have been great because you would have had so much mana there. So, but yeah, that was the snowballiness of the Scapeshift list, and just sort of like, all right, once it got going, it's really hard to stop it there. So I thought that was a good one to showcase off. We got to see both the decks really start to do their thing, and showed you kind of a little bit again of how diverse the modern format is. Again, we're going to be doing some more content related to the modern format coming up soon. So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. months as we break it down into greater details. It's like, here's the Pro Tour stuff. We'll do a kind of tier system of the decks. We'll do some deck techs or deck breakdowns, modern meta breakdown videos again. And then all of our MagicCon videos. We've got next, what is it, Monday is our, of course, Artist Alley and Artist Hunting, what that's all about. And then we'll have one coming up in the week or two after that that will be all about being a featured content creator at a MagicCon. But that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching and listening to my horrible voice today. But we'll see you all next game.